Weber family has been locked in a conspiracy of silence concerning the bluff incident for the past 12 hours. Now, Chris Weber has disappeared, and a frantic Lee wonders if this means their pact has been broken.
Where is he?
Who?
Chris.
Well, isn't he at home?
Oh, come on, Sandy.
Well, his door was closed when I left this morning. I thought he was asleep. You were.
When did you see him last?
Well, last night you were there.
Did he say anything?
You heard everything he said. You're hurting me.
He must have told you.
Told me what?
Where he was going.
Are you kidding?
Well, he took his suitcase.
Don't believe it.
Don't try to pull anything on me, Sandy. You do know something, don't you? Talk. Talk or you'll be a wife with a busted arm.
I don't know anything. I just think if he wants to leave, you ought to let him. Get you some coffee. Treat him like he was still a little kid. Maybe he doesn't like to be fussed over. Maybe he wants to live his own life, make his own mistakes, make his own decisions. Maybe that's why he's gone. Maybe he wants to be free.
He's blind. He still needs somebody to take care of him.
I need you more than he does now. I really need you.
You don't mean anything to me. Chris is the only one that matters, the only one.
Look, no matter what happened on the bluff, no matter whose fault any of it was...
Stop it!
Lee, Lee.
Let go of me.
Don't.
I've got to find him.
Leave him. Let him go.
I can't. Don't you understand that? I can't let him go.
Chris, where have you been?
We've been walking.
Why didn't you call me? I didn't know what happened.
Nothing happened.
You were gone all night.
Well, we had a lot to talk about, didn't we, Chris? Any coffee?
On the stove.
How about some coffee, Chris?
No, thanks. I think I'll stay out here a few minutes.
Okay.
Chris?
Yeah,
Are you all right?
sure, everything's fine.
Where did you go? You went on the bluff, didn't you?
Yes, I went on the bluff.
Will you promise me something?
Sure, why not? Promises are easy.
Please, please don't ever do anything dumb.
Well, it's a little late to promise that, isn't it?
You know what I mean. I mean like going up on the bluff. Why did you go up there? Chris? Don't shut me out.
Look, Lee and I walked the beach half the night. I'm tired.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get on your nerves. It's just that I sat up all night not knowing where you were or what happened.
I'm sorry, Sandy.
The way Lee tore out of here after you, well, I'm just glad you're all right.
I didn't mean to shut you out.
Chris, you're special. And I care what happens to you.
Well, that means a lot, but right now I don't feel very special. Last night up on the bluff, I heard the sea crashing over the rocks. I might as well have died when I fell down there. I mean it, I might as well have died. Chris Weber, scholar, sensitive artist to the keyboard. Musician with soul. If I had a soul, it died 17 years ago. I buried it when I buried the truth. And last night I said the final rites when I promised Lee that from now on it's strictly a family matter. Well, the case is closed. No more testimony on the subject.
Hey, kid, I unpacked your suitcase. Sure you don't want any coffee?
No, thanks. I think I'll go lay down for a while.
Hey, it looks like we're together again, huh, Chris?
Surely, we're together.
What are you looking at?
Nothing.
For those 20 pages.
Hi, Norman.
Hi.
Sandy, have you seen Chris?
No.
Do you know where he is?
Why don't you leave Chris alone? You've got to keep on and on.
I'm afraid so.
Afraid so. Well, you're wrecking our family. You got Lee fired from his job.
Cup of coffee and apple pie, please.
You're wrecking our family, and that's the truth, Mr. Cord.
Stephen's bitterly angry questions to reveal that Ann Howard did not cause his blindness. Now he must face the consequences.
Lee! Lee, come out here. I want to talk to you.
What are you doing?
Where's Lee?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Come on,
I want Lee.
I told you he's not here. Now, come on inside before the neighbors get a box seat to whatever game you're playing. Why didn't you try the bell? It's the only thing that still works around this dump.
Where'd he go?
White River, looking for a job. That was hours ago. So what's happening? Why'd you try to break the door down?
That's a specialty of mine. The grand gesture that falls flat. And they say the best defense is a good offense. Only the opposition ran around my end, all the way to White River.
Where have you been?
Where I've always been. In the dark. Only it's not as safe a place as it was. Some clown keeps shining a light in on me.
Chris, are you all right?
You run and run from something. And just when you think you've lost whatever's chasing you, when it's so far behind that you can't see it or hear it or feel it, you turn a corner and there it is, staring at you. Sandy.
Right here.
It almost feels good to stop. Only I haven't stopped, really, not yet. Why isn't he here? The one time I want him and he's out.
Worried about him, too.
What's he like?
What?
What's Lee like?
You're his brother. You know him better than anybody.
When I'm not around, when the two of you are alone.
He's mean and tough, you know that. But he can be nice, too. I guess he's just afraid to be nice.
Do you love him?
Yes, but I don't know some of the time.
Then I'm sorry.
For what? What are you sorry for? Chris, where are you going?
Wait for Lee.
Well, wait in here with me.
Keep out of the way, Sandy, but stay close.
Why?
To pick up the pieces.
It wasn't easy. I had to tear it out of him.
This is for you. For you.
Lee!
It's been that way all my life. All my rotten life, I've swung from a short rope for you so you wouldn't
Hate you?
Don't hurt him.
Lee, I don't hate you. Why didn't you tell Cord that I did it, huh? That I pushed you, that I made you blind.
He doesn't want to know.
Cord is just like those guys last night. Once he gets his teeth in you, man, he isn't going to let you go. He's going to hold on until he proves that she didn't do it. Because I did it. Well, things were going so great, man. We were home and free. And you spoiled things, man. You had to spoil things. I didn't mean to hurt you. It was an accident. I didn't mean it. Say it was an accident. Say it was an accident. Say it. Say it.
You're gonna kill him! Look at him! Look what you've done!
Chris, I didn't mean it.
You didn't mean it either. The other time on the bluff, right?
No.
But that's the way it was.
I wouldn't do what you wanted. I got in your way. Why didn't you kill me then? Why didn't you kill me?
I've got to get to Ann Colby before she leaves for work.
Now, you're not going anywhere. You've been up all night and you need some sleep.
Sandy, you know the mood Lee was in. He could do anything. Do you really expect...
Sandy Weber, knowing that Lee's guilt has become seething rage, is afraid that Lee's lashing out at his blind brother is only the beginning of an explosion that might shatter the uneasy calm of Peyton Place.
Chris, are you all right?
Sandy, where was Lee headed? Which direction did he take off in?
Straight into a stone wall for all I care.
You care.
Yeah, but I wish I didn't.
I've got to get to Ann Colby before she leaves for work.
Now, you're not going anywhere. You've been up all night and you need some sleep.
Sandy, you know the mood Lee was in. He could do anything.
Well, then let him ride it off or find some guy and pick a fight.
I've got to warn Ann. If I don't and anything happens to her...
Nothing's gonna happen to her.
I can't take that chance. I've got to warn her.
Come on. I'm not gonna let you go. Come on. Sit down. Do you think Lee's gonna try something in broad daylight? Sit down and rest for a minute. Come on. Chris.
Lee here?
He's asleep. What's wrong?
I want to see him.
Oh, couldn't it wait till morning?
Get him. Please.
Well, hey, isn't it usually the patient that knocks on the doctor's doors after hours? What seems to be the problem?
Where were you this afternoon? Late afternoon?
What is this, a quiz show? I mean, what's going on?
Ann Howard's dead. She was found at the foot of Sailor's Bluff.
Oh, she finally did it, huh?
Lee.
Don't let me guess, Doctor. Just tell me how she did it.
Look, Dr. Rossi, why don't you...
Put out of it, Sandy. The good doctor knows something. Now, why don't you tell me what you know, Doctor?
You tell me.
It's simple. She jumped off the bluff.
Where were you? Where have you been?
Well, what are you doing, playing cop?
You're gonna tell me.
A tough cop, right?
Where were you?
I've been right here, like ever since before dinner time. Right, Sandy?
Yes, that's right, Dr. Rossi.
Can you prove that?
Oh, hey, now. You know, what are you trying to call my wife a liar or something?
I'm not calling anyone anything. I just want proof that you were here. From someone that's not afraid to speak the truth in front of your face.
Well, that's tough, Doctor, you see, because I don't usually have my neighbors in when I decide to have a couple of drinks. Now, I'm sorry about what happened to your girlfriend, but I'm even more sorry about what she did to my brother.
She didn't do anything to your brother, and you know that. You know it better than anyone else.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the fact that Chris admitted she didn't push him. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, don't tell me you believe that story. I mean, Chris let her off the hook. He told her what she wanted to hear, that she was innocent, and that she didn't ruin his life.
And along the beach.
Lee, we better call the station.
Stay cool.
But he might be...
I said stay cool. All right, my brother was walking down the beach. So what?
So how much longer do you think he's going to protect you? When he finds out that you killed Ann Howard? I mean, there's a limit even to brotherly love.
Why did you come here, Doctor? To blow off a little steam? You know, I think I know what's really, really eating you. You couldn't give that chick anything to live for. You played lifeguard, but she was already going down for the third time. You blew the purse on that, Doctor. You were backing a loser.
Chris, where have you been? Are you all right?
Mike, what are you doing here?
Look, Mr. Carson, get him out of here. I said, get him out now.
Well, well, home again, home again.
Tell me what happened.
Well, the usual run-of-the-mill things. Trapped in a cave, third degreed.
What were you doing down on the beach?
Looking for seashells.
Mike, you're not doing any good here. Let's go. Gotta get Chris out of those wet clothes.
Why didn't you call me, Chris?
Like I told you, Mr. Carson dug up a lawyer to hold my hand during the questioning.
Well, I didn't mean that.
I didn't want to call you, Lee. I just didn't want to. Besides, I didn't think you'd be too crazy about making an appearance at the police station.
What's that supposed to mean? I've been here this afternoon, home, all afternoon. Right, Sandy?
Yeah, that's right.
For better or for worse, eh, Sandy? Wasn't it the same devoted wife who was in such a panic one night when her husband almost kicked in Ann Howard's door? It always had to be violence, right, Lee? There just never could be any other way, could there, for you?
Well, if you're so sure I did it, why didn't you tell them at the station?
Mrs. Weber?
Yes,
I'm Sergeant Goddard.
I know.
Do you know where he is? Now, it's just routine, Mrs. Weber. I have a few questions I'd like to ask you.
He's in the back.
Lee Weber?
That's right.
I'm Sergeant Goddard. Hello, Christopher.
Sergeant Goddard?
I'm sorry to bother you, Lee. I have a few questions to ask you if you have time.
I've got nothing but time. What do you want to know?
Well, I'd rather we talk down at the station if that's all right with you.
Mind telling me what it's all about?
I'm investigating the death of Ann Howard.
What do you want to talk to me for?
Well, we're talking to everybody that knew her, and you did.
In a way.
Well, why don't you come down and talk to us about it?
Sure, why not?
Lee, you don't have to answer any questions without counsel.
Anything you say can be held against you.
Maybe Chris should go with you.
Why, to hold my hand?
I just want you to be aware of your rights. Now, you can have an attorney present if you want one.
Look, Sarge, I think you're making a big thing out of nothing. Now, if you want to talk to me, let's go.
Lee.
Look, there's no sense in you tagging along, Chris.
I know, I just think it.
You just think. I know what you think. But I'm telling you, forget it.
Well, take this with you, then. This is the lawyer that went in with me when I talked to Sergeant Goddard.
Thanks.
See you later, Christopher. Mr. Weber?
Lee. Will you be back for lunch?
I'll be back.
Sandy? Are we alone?
Yes.
May I ask you something?
Well, sure.
Where was Lee? Where was Lee when Ann died?
He told you he was at home.
I know what he told me. I'm interested in what you tell me right now.
Chris.
I'm not the police, and I'm not Dr. Rossi. I'm Lee's brother, and I want to know the truth.
Well, the truth is he was with me. He came home, and we turned the music on, had a couple of drinks, and started to relax, and then Dr. Rossi burst in on us.
It's very well rehearsed, Sandy, but you can save it. A wife doesn't have to testify against her husband anyway. And I don't believe one word of it.
Chris, please.
I feel sorry for you. You really don't owe him that much.
I'm his wife.
I know. I'm his brother. You're scared and I'm scared. But you don't have to lie to me. I always thought there was something special with us. Now all of a sudden you can't even trust me with the truth.
Chris, please.
It's all right. Maybe you're right not to. I trusted Allison, and look what happened.
Charlie, what's going on here?
Cops just picked up Lee.
Lee, what for?
Cool it, Sandy. You better stay in here.
No.
Just cool it and wait. There's nothing you can do about it now.
Put your arms out and lean against the car.
You gotta be kidding.
You're going to cooperate, aren't you? Stretch.
Hey, kid, you're not gonna let them do this to me, huh? Now's your chance to show off that law degree I paid for. Police brutality. They're violating my rights. Hey, Chris, you should see their faces.
Let's go.
Hey, come on, kid. I mean, they'll let you come. Hey, come on, kid. Keep me company. Thanks for making all this possible, sweetheart.
Allison, what happened? Come on, I'm gonna take you home. Come on, get on.
The long arm of the law. I said the long arm of the law.
Yeah.
Ever since I got back.
What?
Ever since I got back to town.
What about it?
I brought sunshine and joy. Didn't you feel it? A wave of happiness.
You know what I was just thinking? Remember when you first came back here? You took me up on the bluff.
I remember.
You and me. I didn't want you to go.
I had to go there, Sandy.
You said, who would have done this to me? Who would have put a hand in the small of my back and pushed me over the edge to those rocks?
I had to go there, Sandy.
Why'd I think of that now?
Lee should have an attorney. He really should.
Hi, Chris. I thought you were leaving.
Who is it?
I'm just leaving.
Wait a minute, Alice.
Come on inside, Chris.
Do me a favor, Sandy. Go inside. Find something to do in the kitchen. Like make me some coffee. Well, go ahead. Allison?
I'm still here.
Okay, but make it quick. The judge will be right in.
What did you find out?
Allison saw you on the beach.
She says it's her word against mine and yours.
She says she proved it to the police. I don't know how.
She's bluffing.
Court will come to order. Department 3 of Peyton Place Judicial District now in session. Everyone please stand. Judge Irwin A. Chester presiding.
The People versus Weber. Lee Weber? The people of this state hereby accuse Lee Weber of a felony, to wit, on or about the specified date in the county of Peyton, said Lee Weber did, there and then, unlawfully, willfully, and with malice aforethought, kill and murder one Ann Howard, a human being, thereby violating Section 189 of the penal law of this state and impairing the peace and dignity of its people. Have you been informed of your rights in this matter, Mr. Weber?
Yes, sir, I have.
Are you ready to enter a plea?
Yes, sir.
Very well. You have heard the charges. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Have you made arrangements for counsel, Mr. Weber?
No, sir, I haven't.
Are you able to do so?
Well, I'm out of work right now, sir, and I'm a little short of cash.
A number of lawyers have made themselves available to this court, free of charge, Mr. Weber. They are appointed at the discretion of the court. I am going to assign Mr. W.J. Anderson of the firm of Anderson and Evans to your case.
Is Stephen Cord on that list?
Yes, he is.
I'd like to have him defend me, sir, if it's possible.
If I were willing to entertain this proposal, what are your wishes in the matter, Mr. Cord?
I'm afraid my personal involvement in the case would contraindicate defense of Mr. Weber, Your Honor.
I see. Thank you, Mr. Cord.
Pardon me, Your Honor.
Adjourn.
Who is it?
George Washington.
Steve, what are you doing here?
I pulled a little jailbreak, sweetheart. Well, hey, isn't anybody glad to see me? Hello, Chris.
Hello.
What's going on?
Nothing's going on. I was in jail, and now I'm out. It's just as simple as that. Come here. I really missed you, you know that?
Tell me what's happening.
All right. I finally got somebody to take my case. Stephen Cord.
What? You must be kidding.
On the level. And he's really fast. He got me bail with no hassle at all.
How did you con him into that?
Con him? I didn't have to con him, man. He believes I'm innocent. Which I am.
Lee, you've insulted him, you pushed his sister around, you even decked him once just because he wanted to talk to me in the shoreline. And there's no question that he helped get you arrested. Now, you can't tell me he doesn't have some pretty far-out reason for wanting to defend you. Now, what is it? What did you tell him?
I told him that I pushed you off the bluff. And that I was the one that made you blind.
You told him that?
Yeah. I finally got it off my chest. You see, I wanted to get started on the right foot, clear the air. It felt pretty good.
Yeah, but it felt like a million. So Stephen Cord's gonna defend you.
That's right. And he's got to be the best lawyer in town. He'll take that DA and make a monkey out of him, just like he did before over that Chernak name.
Just can't believe it.
Well, look, Cord's in that racket not just to make the money. I mean, he's a pretty fair guy.
And you were pretty unfair to his sister right up to the end.
Well, look, I know you have your own ideas, but maybe now's the time to think them over, you know? I mean, if Cord took my case, it's because he's got to believe that I had nothing to do with what happened to that chick. And if he thinks I'm on the level, where do you come off thinking anything different? Or you either, for that matter. Hey, come on. What kind of a homecoming is this? Let's have a drink. Got anything in the house to drink, sweetheart?
We're out.
Well, then let's go right down to Ada Jack's, man. She's never out. Hey, come on, Chris. Everything's going to work out just fine.
Yeah, I'll go along with that. We'll parade down to Ada's and show how we believe you're innocent. Your loving brother and your loving wife.
That's the idea. Hey, come on, Sandy. You go and get something on to make yourself look like something.
Like a loving wife?
Well, you are, aren't you? Hey, this place is still open to the public, isn't it?
I thought they'd arrested you.
I got me the sharpest lawyer in town. The Rodney Harrington lawyer.
Stephen Cord?
Know any better?
Stephen Cord's gonna defend you?
Well, how come that bothers you, Norman? I never figured you for being much of a Boy Scout. Or maybe you don't think I rate the same class of service the Harringtons get. That's funny. I've always thought of you as being the open-minded one in the clan. When you married her.
Hey, now, wait a minute.
Hey, I thought we came here to celebrate.
Did you come here for a drink or a fight?
You guess, Ada.
May I have a scotch and water, please, Ada?
And iced coffee, please.
Bourbon. And I'll buy a round of whatever the kids are drinking.
Hey, why don't you save your money for your lawyer? He's expensive. And here's some more leftovers. Also compliments of the Harringtons.
Oh, boy. What a celebration. What'd you do that for?
Do what? Oh, man. You know, at last. How about that? We're together. Really together.
17 years.
It's a long, long time to carry something inside of you. There were times when it really ate at me. I could feel it gnawing away.
Well, it's out in the open now, and that's good.
Here we go. Let me pour a little in there, and we'll get it right back on its feet.
It's all right the way it is.
A toast to the Webbers. Come on.
Oh, wait a minute. I have a toast. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Vice President, honorable members of the committee, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, that's a good toast.
You've done it again, kid.
We Webbers are a peculiar lot. We are very good at loving. We are exceptional at hating. And we are terrible at anything in between.
Come on, Chris.
So I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, here's to the Webbers. Long may they love each other. Long may they hate each other. And long may they walk together happily into the sunset.
I want to talk to you a minute.
Well, if it's not Mr. Cord, defender of the oppressed.
Talk. I don't have any secrets from my family.
Alone. Allison Mackenzie.
What about it?
You've seen her tonight?
What if I have?
Lee, if you so much as touched one hair on her head, I'll see to it that you're put away so long you won't even remember what the outside looks like.
Well, what's this all about?
I should have left you in jail. That's the only way to keep you out of trouble.
What is this?
You know as well as I do.
Well, refresh my memory, counselor.
Allison was in the hospital.
How come?
Emotional, something she's disturbed.
Well, that's great. Her testimony's all they've got against me. If she's not all there...
They put her in the hospital this afternoon for a rest, but she took a walk. Now, when'd you see her?
About an hour ago.
Where?
Down on the wharf.
Was she all right?
Fine, as far as I can tell.
Did you talk to her?
No.
Touch her?
No, I swear I didn't.
Swallowed Lee's lies for 17 years, but no more.
Stop torturing yourself, Chris.
You mean stop feeling sorry for myself, and you're right. I am finished with that. I finally kicked the habit. I don't have to bend anybody's ear anymore with that poor me talk. I can finally see my brother for what he is. What's the matter, Sandy? You want to pretend he's still a clean-cut, good-hearted guy who just had a lot of bad luck?
No, but...
But he's your husband, and you have some twisted obligation to defend him.
He's in jail now. What's the point?
The point is, the game is over.
The game?
The game that Lee and I have been playing for 17 years. The sickest game in town. For all those years, Lee told me Ann Howard pushed me off the bluff and caused my blindness, and I believed him. That was the start of the game. And then he took care of me and protected me, and I felt dependent and grateful, so grateful to be Lee Weber's brother. It's the only way I ever thought of myself was Lee Weber's brother. And as a charity case, a helpless, stumbling,
frightened, blind charity case. And all the while, I hated Ann Howard and loved Big Brother Lee. So he paid the bills, and I worshipped him. And
you're free now. No matter what happened before, you're free now.
Let's be honest with each other, Sandy. Just for once, let's be honest. Let's face the truth. Now, Lee pushed me off that bluff, and that's why I'm blind. That's right, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
And we've known about it a long time, haven't we? We've known about it ever since Ann Howard came back to this town and Lee began to get vicious.
Yes.
Then why didn't we say anything then? Why didn't we have the courage to say what we knew was true? Why couldn't we stop being afraid just long enough to say it to Lee before he killed Ann Howard?
Oh,
that's
Chris!
That's right, isn't it? He killed her. We have got to stop being frightened and stop helping him, or we are as filthy and as guilty as he is. Now, what's the matter?
Nothing.
The game is over, Sandy. Tell me the truth.
I don't want to talk about it.
What do you want me to do? Push you around, treat you like he did? Is that the only thing you understand?
I'm still afraid of him. I want to tell you, but I can't. I'm still afraid.
What do you want to tell me?
Lee called me from the police station and asked me to find out what Allison told the police. I didn't want to, but I asked her to come here because you wanted to see her.
Because
I'm sorry, Chris. She came and finally told me what she told the police. She saw Lee on the beach road the day Ann Howard died.
And you dutifully reported that to your husband, right?
Yes.
So when Lee got out on bail, he had a good reason, a great reason to threaten and frighten and get rid of Allison, didn't he? Didn't he? That's why he's probably back in jail. But he'll go on telling the same old lies. Don't you see, Sandy, he has got to be stopped. He is in jail for the murder of Ann Howard, but with Stephen Cord defending him, there is a chance he might go free. And I can't let that happen. He has got to be punished for what he did to Ann Howard.